welcome back to my channel. Today's video I thought it would be really fun to do a beginner's guide to makeup. Not only if you are a beginner or not to makeup, all of these products I will be talking about are things that I would highly recommend to anybody. I still use them and I've been doing makeup for a couple of years now. I thought this video would be a fun idea also because we are at the beginning of this new school year, and so maybe you want some new fresh makeup or just a new fresh look in general. But in either way, these are products that are going to be great for those beginners as well. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I am wearing 95% of the makeup I will be talking about on my face, 2 of which I didn't have at the time when I was doing my makeup. So with that said, I'm still going to be talking about the products that I would recommend. I try to keep all the products that I'm going to be talking about drugstore pricing. I don't think that you necessarily need to spend the high price point just to get great makeup. There's great options at the drugstore. Now, a lot of times when I start my makeup, I will use either like a primer. Maybe people that are starting to dabble in a little bit of makeup, I don't suggest a primer. Your skincare is good enough and you can always invest in or look into a primer later. So when it came to a foundation that I thought would be great for beginners, I really had a couple things that I was looking for, something that was not too heavy on the skin, something that was great for all skin types, and that something that was light but buildable and looked like skin-like finish. And this one came to mind. This is from Believe Beauty. This foundation you can buy at either Walmart.com or your local Dollar General. I love just the natural finish it gives on the skin. It's beautiful to blend out. It's not going to look heavy on the skin at all, and it's just going to give you that nice coverage that you are wanting without looking too heavy on the skin. For concealers, there are 2 that I have in mind, and the first one is from Maybelline. This is their Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Now, the reason why I love this is that it really is what it says it does. It's really just helps to brighten the under eyes. That I use is a little bit lighter than what I normally would use on a daily basis, but it did help brighten the under eyes really well. This is a light to medium coverage foundation. The only thing that I don't like about this is the applicator. It's got like this cushiony applicator that you go straight in with. I don't necessarily like this. I rather prefer like a doe foot applicator. A lot of people still use this. It's very popular. So the applicator hasn't gotten in the way of them still being able to sell this product. So if you are looking for something that has maybe a little bit more coverage, but it's still not heavy under the eyes, this is the one that I would recommend. This is from NYX. This is their Bare With Me Concealer Serum. I love this concealer so much. It gives good coverage. It's buildable. It doesn't look heavy on the skin at all. It's lightweight, but it still gives good coverage. I love this concealer. I like it way better than some of my high-end concealers that I've used, and this one works better than all of those. I didn't use this one today because I've used this before in one of my other videos, so I really wanted to show you guys how the Age Rewind one works, but this is literally like my go-to concealer. When it comes to setting the face, in my last video that I did when I did my makeup, I talked about how there weren't really any setting powders from the drugstore that I really liked. I was prepping for this video. I thought of some that I really enjoy, so I kind of had to take back what I said earlier on, because there are good setting powders at the store. You just gotta do a little bit of digging and trying before you find those gems that really will work for you. The Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Now, I like to use this in my T-zone. I have normal to combination skin, and so my T-zone gets really oily. So this locks my makeup into place. It's not heavy on the skin, so it's not going to look cakey or powdery. And I have been using this for a really long time now. I love this stuff, and it's only like $4 or something like that, so it's really cheap but really good. For a loose setting powder, there's not really many from the drugstore that I like, but this one is really awesome. It's from e.l.f. It's their Halo Glow Setting Powder. I love this powder because it doesn't look heavy on the skin. It gives your skin back a luminosity that a lot of setting powders don't have. I absolutely love this powder. Highly recommend it. It's been a while since I've used it, so when I did my makeup today, I was so impressed with how it made my makeup look after I applied it. For bronzer, there was no question about what I was going to put in this video. It is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. I love this product because it's light. You can't go heavy-handed with it. It's buildable, and it gives your skin a luminosity that a lot of bronzers are matte, and so they don't give your skin that luminosity that this bronzer does. And I felt like it was good for beginners because, again, like I said, it's light. You can't go overboard with it, but it gives your skin back that healthy glow that maybe you're missing. When it comes to blushes, if you are a beginner to makeup, I wouldn't suggest going for a cream or a liquid. If you're not used to those kind of formulas, those can be a little tricky sometimes. So I would suggest staying with a powder blush. The ones I recommend from the drugstore are from Milani. This is in the shade Coral Cove. It's a really beautiful coral pink, especially for the spring and summertime. I love this blush and how it blends out, and they are just really good blushes. They also have their more baked blushes, which have more of a luminosity to them. If you have, maybe you don't want that much luminosity on your skin or glow, or maybe you just have texture on your face you don't want to bring attention to, I wouldn't suggest using these, but these are also great for layering on top of matte blushes, or even using it more as a highlighter for more of the top of the cheeks as well. These are really beautiful. When it comes to eyeshadow, I definitely would suggest for beginners to just kind of warm yourself up to maybe buying more eyeshadow specific products. This is something that I still do, is just take your bronzer and put it all over the lid and crease. This just helps to add a little something extra without being too overboard as well. This bronzer right here, the Lumi bronzer, is a great option for just putting it all over the lid and you're just good to go. If you want a little bit more brightening of the eyes, a highlighter is a great way to go to get maybe a little bit of shine on the eyes, a little bit of glitter, but not go too overboard. The one I really like is from ColourPop. This is their Super Shock highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. I like putting this just inner corner of the eye, and it just helps to add a little bit of shimmer. I like this formula versus a powder formula. Powder highlighters are great. I love them. I even have a suggestion of a powder highlight that I will leave in the description below. But what I like about this one is because it is the Super Shock formula, it has like a putty, cream, powdery, it's interesting. Whereas if you go for more of a powder highlight, you're going to get a little bit more glitter than maybe you might want. And this is a great option because, like I said, it gives it a little bit more of a glistening look than a sparkly look. For mascara, the one that I really like, it's not the one that I used on my eyes today, but it is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. It's very similar to the one that I'm wearing today, but what I like about it is that it separates my lashes, it gives great volume and length. You can get a little heavy-handed with this if you go over your lashes too much. So if you want just more fluttery lashes, just go easy on the amount of coats you go on. But I love this formula. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it's just a good mascara. So the brow pencil that I suggest, it's not the one that I used today, but the one I suggest is from Maybelline, and this is actually not the one that I thought it was. I will have the other one linked down below for you guys. The one that I was thinking of, I don't remember what it's called, but it is a really light pencil. It's got a more precise point to it, which I like. I have thinner eyebrows, and so something that's a little bit bigger is hard for me to control. Very light, so you can't go too overboard with it. And the lasting power on it is great. It's gonna last all day and it's not gonna fade. If you're somebody that doesn't like to fill in your brows with an eyebrow pencil, that's fine. Just buying a clear brow gel to kind of help shape your eyebrows is a really great option. This is the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline. They have so many different colors to choose from. Have too much pigment to it. It just adds a little bit of gloss to your lips with a little bit of color. I love that as it fades throughout the day, you don't get that like balling up in the corners of your lips that you can sometimes get with like lip glosses or even a chapstick. I did want to mention, however, tools, because when it comes to makeup, there are some tools that you may want to invest in. I would suggest, if you are a beginner, to not necessarily have to go out and buy a whole bunch of brushes. Using a makeup sponge works great for concealer, foundation, things like that. This is the one that I recommend from the drugstore. It's their Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. It's a great way to quickly blend out that foundation and that concealer under the eyes. It even helps to just maybe dab around after you've set your face just to kind of get back that natural finish. So when it comes to actual brushes, e.l.f. has a great option when it comes to affordable brushes. You can always expand from there and try maybe a little bit higher price point brushes. One from the drugstore that I would recommend for eyeshadow is this one right here. It's great for blending and just getting that product on there. This is, like I said, I got this from Walmart, and this is the brand Moda Pro. I will have them linked down below, but they have really good brushes and they're affordable. Guys, I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed this video. All of these products are amazing. I still use them. They are tried and true. That is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that it was helpful to you. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and consider subscribing if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, and you'll get notifications letting you know when I post. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.